Welcome to another edition of Hustlers Kung Fu Live, where we break down today's event. We're going to talk about the 3.2 million people who filed for unemployment, first time that this has ever happened. We're going to talk about the dangers of exotic investments, and we're going to talk about documented success. So let me go get a few more people in the room. Let's go ahead and make this. Let's cook with a little gas because today I'm in a good mood. Today we're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to talk about the subjects, and Petty Trump has come back. We Petty Trump is back in effect. Petty Trump is back to his petty ways, and it's kind of crazy to watch because he's getting into it with reporters, and he wants to open up the economy so bad. It is crazy what he wants to do. It's insane what he wants to do. It is crazy what he wants to do. All right, so for those of you who want to do a YouTube course, okay, all right. Yes, I know that there was no sound. For some reason, it stops. So what I was talking about for those of you who want to learn how to do a YouTube channel, which could be a really good thing right now, it's going to take you some time. And the link for the course is in the description below. You can pay $2,000 for the course, or you can go for the whole how to make money package, or you can make monthly payments. So let's get into this first session. Welcome to How to Make Money on YouTube. To do this correctly, it's going to take some time. I need to be honest with you. Uh, I'm probably going to get Savage Finance monetized in about less than 2 months, which is extremely fast. But it is this knowledge that I have. Essentially, you're looking at 3 to 6 months, more likely 9 months before you start making money from YouTube. So the sooner you start building your YouTube channel, the quicker you will get there. In this number section, welcome to How to Make Money on YouTube. You go through the section, you do the things. It's literally going to take you a few weeks to do that. And then section 2, building a YouTube channel that wins, gets more into some finer details. And there will be another edition of the course added probably this weekend. So we will be doing that. So we will be talking about that. We'll be tuning up people on how to start successful YouTube channels. So that is the link below. So if you want it, you can go ahead and get in it. We've got a lot of stuff here for you. And also, this is the curriculum. This is how it's going. And there will be many more sections to come. So for those of you who want to do YouTube, this is going to be the course for you if you want to do it, if you want to. So let's get on with today's show. All right. Unemployment. Unemployment filings were 3.2 million for this month alone. Just March. And we're going to probably see similar numbers, probably larger numbers for next month. And this is crazy when you look at it, when you understand what's going on. Life for Business, thanks for the $2 super chat. What's going on, people? Smokehouse, you coming to Atlanta? Nope, it ain't happening before Easter. Ali Dukes, my main job is cutting hours from 40 to 24 starting Monday. Thankfully, I have enough PTO to cash out the loss for the next 2 months and 6 months emergency fund. Awesome. Hey, I thought it was going to be. Well, once again, this just started. This was the job filings that have been on unemployment filings that have happened. They haven't counted the ones that happened after the 3-2 me. Guarantee we're going to be probably 5 million this month and 5 million next month. Why do you think Trump wants to open up the economy so bad? I'm going to get into the exotic investments a little bit. Thanks, Be Real. Black Scorpion just got off the phone with my daughter. Her company had an 87% drop in revenues, laying off 4,000. Laying off 4,000. Now, here's what's going to happen. Like the stock market went ahead and went up. And there are people like today, let me just go ahead and break it down. Like today, I blocked a bunch of idiots. These Trump people, there is something really wrong with them. There is something crazy with them. There is something that is super strange with them. And one of the things that you want to understand is, because, I came to a conclusion because I've been posting a lot of content because I feel that people need to be educated. I've been posting real stuff up here because I know what's going to happen. Like, take Grant Cardone. A lot of folks are shooting it. I'm really surprised at the number of folks who are shooting or going after Grant Cardone. It is crazy how many people are going after Grant Cardone. And Grant's been through this. Grant is a seasoned operator, and he's going to make moves to make sure his company's fine. He's going to do what he needs to do. But essentially, if you took everyone that is talking smack about Grant Cardone and using him as a meme, and you put all these people in the room, and you put Grant in another room, Grant got more money than all of them combined. It brings back the old adage. People who are doing less than you will hate on you. And this is such a thing. But let's talk about what's going to happen with this job things, because this is like, petty Trump is back. Trump is trying to open up the economy, but he's going to run into a roadblock because the governors have sovereign domain over their states. And it's going to be really interesting because he wants to open up the economy. And there are many of his boneheaded supporters who are like, well, people going to die. I don't care. People gonna die. You know? Nah, the House and Senate agreed. He didn't need no bargaining chip. Thank you, Gar Spither. BSG posted this morning about Trump. If he doesn't open the company, the country dies. If he does open the country, people die. This is going to be bad no matter what. And this is why I did what I did last night. And I said, Trump is going to open up the economy. He's going to try, but he's going to run into resistance with the governors because the governors are kind of like, hey, I'm the governor of the state. You don't tell me what to do, Mr. President. I'm going to keep my state closed. So um, it's going to be very interesting because you know, not to pity petty Trump, but he's in a bad situation because he's damned if he do and he damned if he don't. And opening up the country, more than likely, since it would be a symbolic move, he would do that for his base because, I mean, they love him. They with him to the end. I had to block, banned. I got rid of so many. I blocked about like 7, 8 people because they're just stupid. Because once again, let's go on with the stock market. 3.2 million people plus, because there are people who are still getting laid off as we talk right now. There are companies making these decisions to cut people's hours, to lay them off. Once real marketplace economics start to kick in, the stock price is going to crash again. Right now, this is fueled on emotion. This is fueled on people who just want, they're addicted to the stock market being up for 12 years. They can't deal with it. I think Trump was correct. There will be some suicides. I remember during the last recession, there was a real estate developer here who actually committed suicide. Now, here's the kicker. He was going to be less rich. He wasn't going to be poor, but because he was a real estate developer, he was just going to be greatly reduced. He was still going to be rich, but he could not deal with the setback that the economy did, and he killed himself. He had a wife and 2 kids, and he just offed himself because he could not deal with the shame of being less poor. So that might be a reality. But once again, the stock market, and I'm going to get into. I'm going to be kind of all over the place. I had some people who came for me, and like I got fed up this morning, and I was like, we're not going to do this. We're not going to have this situation anymore. We're not going to do the crazy situation because with the trolls, with the people on my Facebook page. If you're a Facebook friend of mine, you've noticed that those comments didn't come today because I got rid of these fools because we're in a serious issue, and this is real. And if you go ahead and start to watch videos on hospitals, the hospitals are starting to become overwhelmed already. And this one jackrabbit, he was talking about Obama did a terrible job on H1N1. Honestly, how many of y'all remember H1N1? The country, because I actually listened to a professor talk about it. With H1N1, we were already prepared. We knew what we were dealing with. With this thing, we don't know what we're dealing with. There's no vaccine, and it's highly contagious. And we did not shut down the country for H1N1 because we didn't have to. Honestly, I didn't really remember hearing that much about it. Now, this thing is so different because everywhere it goes, like the infection rate in New Orleans is ridiculous. New Orleans has become an epicenter because they had Mardi Gras. A lot of there's a lot of places in the South that are becoming high infection zones, and it's crazy. Goddess, I know Trump is a very special creature. Nan, I think you will. For you guys who don't back child support, I think you're still getting a check. I don't think they're not going to make those kind of determinations. Q497, I could not agree more. He actually said that some of the people in the lamestream media were wanted him. They wanted to dampen him because they didn't want him to be reelected. He actually said this in a press conference with everything that's going on, with all the people being impacted, with the folks. I posted a video of this chick who was literally about to cry because she just got laid off, and she's like, every time I look for a job, it's always so hard, and this is just, she's about to lose it. And you're going to start to see people posting more videos about how they're coping or not coping. You're going to see this all over the place. Oh, Eric Williams, it's overwhelming. Deal, my son's hospital's cutting departments because they don't have the supplies to do a lot of things. Once again, Anybody actually got H1N1. My son was under a year old. I didn't even know that, Honey Bunny. Eric Williams, overwhelmed with non-sick folks freaking out. Nurses are asking folks to stay home. In New York, there was this doctor. He was taking. They were all Cornell people in New York. New York's getting overwhelmed. New Orleans getting overwhelmed. New Orleans had Mardi Gras, and this is how it spread so fast. But, I read an article, Erica, about that, and this is what happened with H1N1. A lot of people were going in because they thought they had it and they didn't have it. Number one is Detroit. Agent J. Poole. It was the right move. I kept employees when I knew they needed to go for the good of the company. Keeping them hurts the business. Keeping the business is a healthy job, number one, or no employees work anyway. Pretty much. Like I said, I got mad respect for Grant. I'm not in the hater group because one of the things is, because we're going to talk about this when we get to the documented success portion. Roy Stock, that's really it. Honey Bunny, there is a lot of misinformation. No, Trump and I don't have nothing in common. Don't put me in there with that crazy man. Be real, that's crazy. King Nick, people inexperienced for trading have no idea the stock rally we're seeing today is also due to shorts getting covered. That's how retail gets lured into buying other people's bags and screwed. Once again, it's going to drop again because when you look at the fundamentals of a company, in these companies like Cheesecake Factory just let its landlords know that they can't pay their rent on 300 properties. Cheesecake Factory. Good Lord, man. Coach Carroll, that's funny. Be for yeah, Bill Gates did predict this. Eric, we have supplies and masks over 40 million warehouses, but Congress has waived regulations. They should. They should do it. AJ, Houston's on the brink of being overwhelmed as well. CZ, I remember. And see, that's something else. They had a vaccine for H1N1. They had a vaccine. There's no vaccine for this. Show up lifestyle. What's your opinion of what would do more damage, the spread of the virus or the economic depression? Well, let's ask this question: is human life important or is human life not important? Because this is where people's real values are exposed. Because people are out here talking about, we got to care for the people. We got to care, human life. No, billionaires are worth no more than the average man. We about to find out. I feel that if it narrowed it down to people dying or going with the money, people going to go with the money. Because right now people are going crazy. And this is just the start of this. We haven't even reached the peak. They're expecting the peak to be somewhere April or May. We're not even in the peak yet. So, both are going to do a lot of damage. And the economy, and let me go ahead and just say this. The economy was already heading toward a recession. Just like when those planes crashed into the building. I don't want to hear any conspiracy theories about 9/11. That accelerated the recession that was already coming. And this crisis is accelerating the recession because, let me go ahead and show y'all what's up with Cheesecake Factory. Give you an example. House Democrats unveil bill to cancel 30,000 student loan debt per borrower amid coronavirus. I don't know how that's going to go. It's going to leave somebody holding the bag, Someone's going to be holding the bag. All right. All right. Cheesecake Factory tells its landlords it won't be able to pay April's rent. Now, let's look at this. This has only been going on a few weeks. And Cheesecake Factory, let me read it for you. The Cheesecake Factory won't be able to pay its rent as is nearly 300 locations, highlighting how deeply the coronavirus pandemic is affecting the restaurant industry. Now, I want you guys to think about this. This hasn't been going on months. Just 3 weeks out of business, and Cheesecake Factory cannot pay its rent. Cheesecake Factory cannot pay its rent. Now, what's going to happen to these large corporations who are doing the same thing, who are not up and running and making money? Because, I was looking at the highway this morning. All I saw was trucks, semis. So there are some businesses that are going to boom during this. There's some businesses that's going to make a lot of money. But to illustrate what's going to happen with the stock market, look at the Cheesecake Factory. 3 weeks. They don't have any cash reserves. They're not like Apple or Microsoft or Google. Google, Apple, all these companies has billions of dollars of cash in the bank. But the Cheesecake Factory had no reserves for a contingency like this. None. And this is what I mean, that there are many companies that are fragile that are going to go out of business. I mean, this is an economic crisis like we have never, ever seen or understood. But this is why all of this talk, as King Nick said, a lot of people are going to get left holding the bag in the stock market. A lot of people. A lot of people going to be left holding the bag. Be real. People are why are they trying to return toilet paper? That's crazy. Let's see. That just jumped. Jeremiah Hampton. Yeah, because, all these people who are doing videos talking about the stimulus check, a dude whose channel only had 3,700 subscribers did a video. They went into great deal of detail about the stimulus check, and he got like 60,000 views in 12 hours. There are a lot of people who want and need those checks. I think they like me. You were talking about the yield curve a while back. Now here we are. Damn, you're right again. Yeah, we've never had a inverted yield curve and not had a recession. And there were many people who were like, no, 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 no. And this was before the virus. Remember what I said. We were heading toward a recession before the virus, and the virus is just accelerating what was going to happen because it's exposing all the cracks. It's exposing everybody. Dorian Nance, my coworker's stepmother just died from a heart attack today. They couldn't get her to the hospital in time because ENT was scared to get corona. Jaded New Yorker, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, Sky 11, it's the great Jedi mind trick because people like, yeah, star market went up. Yo, whoa, let me throw some money in there. And they're going to lose their money. Cheesecake Factory meals for two, almost $100. Oh, we're going to have a depression. B-Flow, no, this ain't going to wipe out humanity, but it's going to, this is what I meant by the global reset. You're going to have companies that are going to go out of business due to this. You're going to have a global reset of manufacturing. This may bring manufacturing back to America. This may be the thing to bring manufacturing back to America because we're going to have so many unemployed people, they will work for peanuts. Steve Jameson, I don't think they have any money, man. Isaac, yes, the stimulus is a temporary advantage. This is why Trump is so eager to get the country, let the people die. That's what Trump's saying. Let them die. Let's go ahead and get people back to work and making this money. And the people who are going to die, let them die. Just let them die because we need this money. And many of his supporters agree with it because they don't really care about anyone else until it hits them, until it hits their family, until someone in their family gets sick and die. That's the only way that they're going to wake up. Oh, Quinn Jackson, undoubtedly. Go for the money. I mean, I already know the answer to that. Eric Williams, money because 20% of all white people in America are over 65 years old. It's going to take that part of America. Pretty much. Deal, they learning from what happened in Italy. Grant Cardone is fine. He's just protecting his business. Jaded New Yorker, yeah, I'm going to leave him in the hallways. Blow, you will see what happens, man. Crab Junkie, over the side of the pond, self-employed and business owners won't begin the stimulus until June. CJ, I agree. Could have been the right move. I'm just saying he bought a lot of that on himself by all the flashiness and flexings. You don't see the real heavies. Jeff Bezos just bought a $600 million yacht. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Jeff Bezos just bought. Let me show you this. Amazon says $400 million yacht to belong to Jeff Bezos. Grant Cardone bought a $50 million plane. Bezos, let me show you what Bill Gates. Bill Gates might not be buying the 644 million. If that ain't the epitome of flexing by, I think Bill Gates is the world's fourth or fifth richest man. What are you talking about? The real deal. They don't flex. I mean, y'all need to let this frugal wood stuff go. People with money spend money and they buy expensive things you can't. Deal with it. Grow up. Talk about he brought on himself because he was flexing. Grant's worth like $300-400 million. Once again, this is why I did the Rich People of Atlanta videos. Rich people don't live like you. And I'm sick and tired of people trying to create proximity. Well, this guy, he has like 8, 9, 20 million, but he dresses and lives in a regular house. So we're pretty much the same, except you don't have the 8 or 9 or $10 million. Rich, I live in a rich neighborhood. I know how these people get down. They're not the millionaires next door. Let that go. It's gonna get in your way of getting wealthy because you're gonna be shaming yourself into a poverty mindset. You're gonna shame yourself. So I just going to show you Bezos, who's a real deal baller, bought a $400 million yacht. Bill Gates, baller, $644 million yacht. Ballers. These are baller moves. So don't give me this stuff like the real deal ain't flexing like that. Please stop being jealous of Grant. Stop being jelly, man. It's pretty much Jesse. The prepping community is going crazy right now. Those videos are getting a lot of views. The boat, thanks for the $2 super chat. New York governor gave good news. He said hospital admittance for coronavirus has slowed for now. Pretty much, Agent J Pool. It depends on the hitter and the hater. CZ, everyone has a hater. Pretty much. Well, Q497, Trump's not going to be able to lie to this because the press going to be all over this. He ain't going to be able to hide this. Jesse, possibly. I know Instacart is booming right now because people are afraid to go out. Stuck because I was one of those trucks riding the slow lane. Restaurant sales have been down for 2 years. Like I said, this thing was coming. It was coming. This just accelerated it. I've been talking about this for a minute. JVids, I think they're seriously hurting. Agent J Pool, WeWork's going to be another company that folds in this recession because they were already in trouble. So I agree with you. Appliance Boot Camp, Grant Cardone and Cheesecake Factory are over leveraged. Once again, Dave Ramsey theory holds true. Well, I think Grant's going to be fine. Once again, a lot of people, like, let's just be real. A lot of you would love to be Grant Cardone. Fly around in a jet, drive a Rolls Royce, be married to a hot chick. A lot of you would love to be Grant Cardone, and that's where all the hate is. Because it's like, he fell. Ollie Brooks restaurant profit margins are very low for an overpriced restaurant like the Cheesecake Factory. To be in trouble is major. Hard decisions will have to be made. Except for now. Pretty much, Honey Bunny. Like I said, this thing was coming. Yes, deal day. Real estate's going to crash. It's just coming. It's just a matter of time. Coronavirus is exposing a lot of people. Pretty much. I shine pressure washing. It really depends upon how you manage your company and how you keep advertising and don't stop advertising. Because there's still going to be people with money during this recession. There's still going to be people with money. Slow up lifestyle. That's hilarious. Paul Brown, it is rumored that car sales are going to go down 90%. 90%. Ben Bartender, I just got the call. I've been laid off in a week. Applebee's next. Manufacturing's back in Dallas. Okay. Sorry to hear that, Ben. Well, Steve Jameson, once again, I don't know because, once again, everyone is addicted to leverage in other people's money. I think they're in trouble. Jay Lids, the automation was coming anyway, and it's going to accelerate it. Secure the bag. Why these companies having issues? Yes, they're that leverage. Yes, they're that leverage. Alpha trucker people on unemployment about to get 500 a week. Yeah, but how long that's gonna last? All right, Ben, start working on that side hustle. The expat, our first day of lockdown in Charlotte. Alex, I told you the checks are coming. I told you they were coming. Economic collapse is worse than people dying of a virus. I mean, I think it's going to come down to that decision, and people are going to open it up. Robert Anderson, once again, Corona's taking out people in their 30s and 40s with no underlying health conditions. Once again. I heard Bill Gates set the philosophy of keeping 1 year of operating expenses in Microsoft's savings account. Microsoft, Apple, Google, they all sitting on billions in cash. Wow. I know the viruses have survived in Spain have surpassed what's in China. Thanks, Kevin Sanders, for $5 super chat. Rich people live like rich people. Shout out to Glendon Cameron from Buckhead, Georgia. Yeah, because once again, this whole notion that they're just like you, they're not. They have more money than you. They live in bigger houses. They drive better cars. They go on better vacations. This is the reality. Stop being a hater. Jesse, I understand, man. Drove to the rich suburb of Austin, no lines, full of supplies, got my whole shopping list. The economic boat in cities is real. Once again, like these folks around here are out walking, jogging. They ain't at home stressed because they got money. Agent J. Cool, thank you, thank you. Grant's gonna be fine. And, a lot of people, cause see, there was the old Grant. Remember, because you can go back to Grant's early videos, and before he became the Grant we all know, Grant just 10x his business. Grant lives by the principles that he wrote, and a lot of people hate him because the guy Jordan Belfort, there's this thought that he's nowhere near as rich as Grant. He's nowhere near as rich as Grant. And once again, there's a lot of jealousy because when you have money and you can live life on your terms, a lot of people just, they can't deal with that. College enrollment in the future is going to be online. A lot of people are going to be going to college online. Housing prices are already dropping here. We're only on day 3 of the lockdown in my cities. Holly Brooks. Hey. Taxi industry is going the way of Uber and Lyft. Nobody's taking taxis. No one's taking Uber and Lyft. Maurice Robinson, stack your cash, stack your cash. Uber Eats isn't slowed down. Instacart is going crazy. I know, Honey Bunny, you got to stay on top of this stuff daily because it changes daily. I shine pressure washer. When do we know the right time to scoop up some real estate? When interest, when home financing goes to like 2%. When it gets that low, and then you see these housing prices, because this is what's going to happen. First, we're going to have these massive layoffs, and then people are going to start having problem paying their rent because go to bigger pockets, and they're doing this. They're like freaking out because once again, when I told you guys I was getting in real estate and I was going to pay cash for the properties, everyone tried to talk me out of it. Everyone wanted me to get leveraged, and then I thought about it and I said, you know what? How'd you get this money? Doing what you do. Stay in your lane. And I'm so glad I didn't do any of that stuff because because I was going to get 2 Airbnb properties and that would have been $500,000. That would have just been, I would have had cost. I would have had, insurance, taxes. I would have had costs. So my $500,000 wouldn't be what it is right now sitting in the bank. And I am so glad that I listened to my inner voice and decided to double down and to work on what got me that money in the first place and to keep doing it. Because once again, real estate's going to crash. It's just going to crash. Right now, this whole thing in the stock market, it's just as King Nick said, it's these options and shorts, and there's going to be many suckers holding the bag. They would be giving away houses in Atlanta. It's coming. It's coming. All right, so let's get into the dangers of exotic investments. Today I had an argument with a feminine man, and I don't know why I got myself in this situation. I just had to delete his comments and block him and just move on. This fool actually said, I did not know if the dollar was going to be around next year. Let me be clear. Let me be distinct. Let me be upfront and forward. The dollar will be still around when I die. It ain't going nowhere. Right now, the dollar is stronger than it has ever been, and this is a problem for other currencies in the world. The dollar is the safe haven asset that people are putting their money in. And I'm just sitting here, because he was like, Glendon gonna leave people holding the bag because he's talking about being in cash. He ain't mentioned nothing about no gold and no crypto. And I was like, look, fool, you want to talk about that? Start your own YouTube channel. Start educating people. Why are you talking about starting a YouTube channel? There's YouTube channels bigger and smarter than you that agree with me. Then go talk to them. Leave me alone with your feminine ass. You want to get into this debate because this is one of the things, because once I start asking pointed questions like how much money has gold put in your pocket, he couldn't answer that question. Because here's the thing, and this is what I'm doing with Savage Finance. I want people to build sound financial houses on sound financial principles. And the fact is that most of America can't buy gold or get into exotic finance. The average person needs to leave gold and crypto alone. Because you're listening to these YouTubers, and let me go ahead and give you the game. One of the reasons I started the personal finance channels have the highest CPM. That's the ad rates on your channel next to business. The video I released Sunday has made $100 already, and it ain't got that many views. So I have a very high CPM. In these investment channels, these guys are like, I'm investing $2,000 in this and 2,000, so I'm investing $6,000 a month. He's getting a check from YouTube for 20 to 100K a month. That ain't what because they're speaking from their experience. That's what they're really doing. But the missing key is they make more money talking about investing on YouTube than they do from investing. I'm like, I've seen some of the paychecks. There's this one channel, it gets $98,000 a month. It's a personal finance channel. This is the thing, because people are like, and a lot of these guys are kind of keeping it low key. But once again, leave the exotic ass investing alone. Real estate's going to be on sale. He was very feminine, Erica. I mean, he wanted, because it was like tit for tat. And I was like, okay, let me just delete this clown and move on, because we were going to keep going on. And he was talking nonsense. Well, you don't even know if the dollar's going to be around. The dollar's going to be around. Hopefully, I'll be 95, 96 years old and the dollar will still be around. We may be cashless because we're pretty close to cashless, but this fantasy of having a completely, where they're not printing any cash, that's a long way off. That's 15, 25, 30 years if ever. Carl Black, I forgot my position in life. And I fell into the abyss. I fell into the tunnel, man. Black Scorpion, he doesn't realize that the dollar is a world reserve currency and also oil petrodollar. This is, once again, I was trying to tell him, and this is why he's a feminine man, because I could point out facts, just like the Trump people. You can point out facts all day long. They don't care. Facts don't mean nothing. Facts are nothing. Facts don't mean jack to the Trump people. They don't keep doing what they gonna do, because facts mean nothing to them. And he was just, they're printing up all this money, the dollars. The dollar's going to be worthless. And I'm just sitting there like, is this fool on crack? Because what I'm doing in education is, we're in a financial crisis. We're in a health crisis. You need to stack your cash, because I guarantee you, all these landlords are not going to be forgiving, because if the landlord can't get forgiveness from his bank and he still got to pay that mortgage, he going to be coming after you to pay your rent, and you don't pay your rent, they're going to get you up out of there, and they're going to try to get another renter. These be facts. This is real world situation. Pretty much. Flood. Yep. That chick did she did $2 million last year, and she took the year off. The dollar is what we bully other countries with. The Hispanic and immigration population is going to keep that cash rolling. Pretty much. Troy Glover, I do all the collision and auto sales. One of my customers wants to unload their 2015 Volvo and purchase a cash car because her pay was cut 40%. Hey, she's still working. A 20-year-old options trader has been listening to your content since I was 18, and I attribute my success so much to you, G. Quadrupled my net worth with shorting this month, aiming to change my life. Good deal, A. That's awesome. That is awesome. Oh man, yeah, I worry about that. I just sneeze, man. I don't have a virus. Shortchange some Mexicans have 15 to 100K stashed in their house or apartment. Facts. This is one of the things that happens to them is that they have a lot of home invasions because people know they're sitting on cash. Spraying Lysol on my stream. That's funny. I don't know. Oh, I know Deadbeat Super Affiliate. I met him at Vid Summit. He's a funny guy. And he comes out in that robe, in those socks. That's who he is. It's funny. But once again, do not be getting into exotic investments if you do not have a sound financial house. Because, when I'm doing my YouTube training, I actually talked about that with channel identity. And my identity is to keep it real and not to mislead people. Because look, if you sitting on cash for 2 or 3 months and you suspend your 401k contribution for 2 or 3 months, you ain't gonna miss out on much, if anything. And the way things are going, the stock market is going to be way cheaper than it was when it crashed. Just wait for it. Malika Harris, that's a good question. You're going to have to lead with aggressive pricing because people don't have no money. This is one of the reasons that I reduced the prices on my courses. I've been running specials and sales and stuff, and I will continue to do this because this is the economic environment we're in. When I was in the storage auction business and this recession hit, I was actually able to raise my prices because business was like popping. My customer demographic changed from Hispanic, black people to a few white people to about 50% white people in literally 6 weeks. I was just like, why is this all of a sudden? Oh, they're just coming in left and right. So, you know, be careful because all these people talking about getting into crypto, getting into gold. If your financial order, and let me go ahead and lay out the principles. If you have a car payment, you have credit card payment, and you have student loan debt, you have no business investing in crypto. You have no business investing in the stock market. You have no business investing in gold because the math is going to work against you because your car payment, your student loan, and all of this credit card debt for the average person is like 1,100 to 1,400 per month has interest. And on your car loan, the interest is front loaded. So your first car payment, you're going to pay like your average car payment is 550. So 525 of that goes to interest. So you're going to pay about $6,000 that first year on interest. It's going to be year 3 before you start really, it starts to divide where you're paying like half your car payment on interest and half on the car. This is why if you want to pay off a car really quickly, you need to make what's called a balance payment and a principal payment. Right? Send them a check, pay them their car payment, then send another check and say this is to be applied to the principal. And you knock that principal down, you whittle down the interest really quickly because most people don't understand how loans work. Mortgages are the same way. They're front loaded with interest. And this is why, once again, everybody was on me and leverage, and I refused to be leveraged, and I'm so glad I didn't do it because I feel that the houses that I was thinking about buying, I'm probably going to be able to get these houses for $50,000 less a piece, if not more. And I just got to be patient, keep doing what I'm doing, keep making my money, keep stacking my bread, and just keep looking at the market and see what the deal is going to be. Hollywood Prep. It's funny. I'm getting ready to start running some Facebook ads. Thank you, Tracy. Glendon, would you classify pre-built condo developments as exotic investment where you buy before? Well, no, that's just they do that for houses. A lot of people build houses and they buy the houses and that. What I'm talking about is these crypto people and these gold people and these silver people. Floyd Bowles, it all depends on the advertisers. I feel that my vertical, business and personal finance, it's going to go up. Bill Gino, thanks for the $5. Wouldn't the dollar be weaker? What if the stimulation doesn't work? No, the dollar without the stimulation is already strong. The dollar is the world's reserve currency. Without the stimulation, it ain't going to be weaker. It's going to get stronger. Harvey Williams, during this Corona thing, people aren't even taking Ubers, man. Short change, I would destroy Boyce Watkins. I don't talk from theory. I talk from practical experience. I've run businesses before. I run a business. I ran businesses. I would slay him. And we ain't on the same level because, once again, he's all about the stock market. And Boyce, once again, to my credit, pat on the back, Boyce led a lot of people to crypto. And I was saying don't buy crypto. And who was right? I was. Crypto did exactly what I said it was going to do. I said it ain't going to go to 25. I had people on Facebook dueling with me because these folks were so broke. And they don't know what it is to have excess cash. And they don't know what it is to live in the lap of luxury. And they were just like coming for me. It's like, Glendon, why aren't you buying crypto? And it crashed. And I started talking mad smack. I started talking, some of them blocked me and deleted me because they were wrong. Because they were up in their feelings, like Kiki, all up in their feelings. They were not looking at the practical fundamentals of wealth development. To develop wealth, you need to create something or provide a service. You need to do more. They're trying to do rent seeking. They're trying to get rich for doing absolutely nothing. It ain't going to work. Cal Black, the interest alone is the problem. Yes, it is. This is why I say don't finance cars. Financing cars is one of the worst things you can do. Lewis, while the world is on fire, I followed Dave Ramsey's plan and just became a manager, doubling my yearly income. I'm debt free and have thousands in cash in the bank. I saved my money. All right, Lewis, congratulations. LA Cool J, they don't realize because they listed the people like, well, quantitative easing. Long as we have the United States military, the dollar is going to be strong. That's just facts. We got the biggest, baddest military on the planet. And as long as we keep that, the dollar's going to be strong. We went to the Desert Storm War. The war was fought over oil prices. It was fought over oil. Don't get it twisted. Lewis, Dr. Boyce is a madman. Gino, don't even worry about quantitative easing. This is what you need to do. Like when the first Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, you know what I was doing? I was working on my business. I was creating products. I was serving people. I was putting out content. I became a millionaire. I don't have my wallet on me. I will pull out some cash. Don't even worry about don't listen to these folks. America, they just going to keep kicking the can down the road. They're going to keep kicking the can down the road. And as long as we have this military and the ability to print more money and create more debt, the party's going to keep going on as normal. Gold mine, that's funny. Pretty much life for business. Hey, leave Alabama football alone. We had an off year. We still have 4 national championships in 5 years. That's a record, if you didn't know. The interest rate's probably going to go down. Q497. That's funny. Lewis, I personally trying to say somewhere between Dave Ramsey and Grant Cardone. Dave's way may not be the fastest way, but it's the surest way. Once again, managing your money correctly and keeping your debt very low or non-existent is wise. This is my situation right now. I have one business debt that I just took the loan because they gave me the money, and that's it. And I am very, very liquid. And this is where you want to be because, with the feminine man, he was like, well, he's telling people to be cash. This is what the world runs on. It runs on that dollar bill, y'all. Pretty much, Carl Black, Eric Williams, serve others. Because, this is why I tell my story. I was serving other people. I was teaching people how to make money in an exotic industry. Not an exotic investment, because I knew the industry. I'd been in the industry many years, and I wrote a book about it, and it paid off big, big dividends. I don't even know Boyce Watkins. I just disagree with a lot of the things he says. I don't know him. Yeah, because once again, like the whole thing, so we deal with exotic investments. Now we're going to deal with documented success. I've had a few people come for me today, and I just blocked them and moved on. Like, if you're going to friend me on Facebook and then talk smack about me selling courses, well, Glendon says people to stop buying sources to the market his courses. Goo, 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 goo. Another feminine ass man that don't have nothing going on in his life, and he's jealous. He's jealous. He's jealous. One of the things that you need to understand is I have documented success. You can Google me and find me. And this right here offends a lot of feminine men because it's like, wow, he's selling courses, he's making money. And, they say it like it's so easy. And I'm like, player, there ain't no barriers to you going out and putting your stuff out there. You so good, put your stuff out there. Start a YouTube channel. Start educating people. Put your stuff out there, player. You going to come for the king? You need to come correct. Put it out there. It's so easy. Because selling online courses ain't easy. It ain't. I've had some courses that just completely bombed. Facts. And I was like, well, that didn't work out. It ain't easy. But you got a lot of folks out here, well, they're just selling online courses. Oh, they're just selling online courses. And once again, in the YouTube course, I'm going to talk a lot about that because I see many YouTubers who are committing financial suicide by the things they say because they all up in their feelings. If you have the ability to educate and to enhance someone's life, as Erica Williams said, to serve other people and get remunerated for it, what's wrong with that? Oh, because you can't do it, that's what's wrong with that. That's where the jealousy comes in. Bellogino, we have the biggest economy in the world. Yeah, it is more in the military. I don't really talk about celebrities. Lewis, Grant Cardone is fine. A lot of people, I don't know why y'all on Grant's doom and gloom. Grant's got $1 billion worth of loans at a good interest rate where essentially he's so big that even if he got in trouble, they would work with him. He's good. He's good. People are just like, did Grant, Grant fired the employees, but did he give back the plane? No, he didn't. Did he give back the luxury cars? No, he didn't. He just made a hard business decision. I had to make a similar decision. when I had my consulting business and I shut it down. I let everyone go. Did I suddenly become poor? No. That's just how life works, man. A lot of y'all like y'all. This is whole thing. I'm probably gonna do a video like why I respect Grant Cardone video because y'all are just coming for the dude. And once again, you if you didn't understand, go back to Grant's channel and look at his earlier videos. Dude went through the ringer. And Grant should be an inspiration versus someone to hate on because like I said, Grant's gonna come through this just fine. Uh, 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 Gold mine, that's your opinion. I personally have had some issues with the things that Boyce, because let's go back many, many years ago when Boyce was talking about you need to go to school and get a degree. I had a problem with that. And then I saw a video where he was talking about, hey, getting a degree may not be the way to go. He came over to the G side. Because once again, if you can create a business serving others, you can get that money, man. If you like Boyce, that's your opinion. But, the dude he just got problems to me because he's never run a business. He has a degree. I think he has his doctorate. And he's never been out here in these mean business streets like I have. He's never had to compete against white people like I have. He's never had to spend money the way that I had. He's never had to do that. So I don't really even consider him an equal. I consider him a very good marketer. He spent a lot of money on Facebook ads, and Facebook banned his account because they were going against, Facebook is real strict about how you use those Facebook ads. And I know Stephen Jameson, I know. Carl Black, yeah, you got to be strict with your money management. Pretty much, Rod, for real estate. A lot of people just coming for him. But, I don't even know why these suckers even friend me on Facebook when they're jealous. Because as soon as I see that one, I saw that comment, I immediately deleted his comment and blocked him. I'm like, this is not a friend. I don't even know why they friend me, why they get on the email list, it's like they're waiting for me to fall. And Grant knows it. Grant's like, a lot of people want me to stumble and fail. Grant knows this. So a big part of this is people are envious of successful people because to be a successful person, and I guarantee you, every business owner has their story of hardship. Every business owner is going through it. Like take Erica Williams. Erica Williams has had so many drivers cycle through her trucking company. That's a challenge. It's like, we'll get a good driver. Then I think she even had a driver who just like walked off and left the truck in another state. But, when Erica on the boat and Erica flashing her jewels and stuff, people want to hate. But nobody was with Erica when that driver walked off and left that truck. She had to go get it herself. Or when the truck breaks down or when the drivers get sick. I mean, every business owner has his challenges, but because so many people don't want to step up to the challenge, they become haters. And I was like, you come for me, I'm going to dog you out because I started asking questions. Like these people with crypto, I'm like, first question, how much money has crypto made you? Crypto made me $200K because I bought early and I sold at the right time. What are you doing? How much money have you lost with crypto? Because this is one of the things, and it's a similar mindset to the Trump people. There are people who, regardless of fact, are going to go with their emotional, mental mindset. They're going to go with how they feel. They're going to go with what's up in their mind. They're going to go with their feelings. They're not going to go with fact, reason. And like I said, My experience is documented on this channel. You can go back to the very first video and you can go to Google and you can research me. And you can find stuff out about me. I am somebody. Jesse Jackson, 1977. I am somebody. I'm a person of accomplishments. I've written books. I put up courses. I've created YouTube channels. I'm doing stuff. And that's why that comment that I found, that those who do less than you will hate on you, man, that resonated with me, because everybody who's talking smack is some, like this dude is like, if I sold all my gold, I have $2,000 to $3,000. Dude, I think I got $2,000 or $3,000 in my wallet right now. Really? There ain't no money. There ain't no money. There ain't no money. You like, ooh, gold. I got $2,000 to $3,000. You know, impress me. It's like, say, if I sold my gold, I would get me 100 racks. I get me 10 racks. I get me 100K. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. 3.2 million people applied for unemployment. Sky Bevan, that's 100% true. Carl Black, facts. Business streets is rough, no cakewalk, but the rewards, the glory, the sense of accomplishment, success is a powerful driver, folks. Yes, it is. So once again, you know, if you come for me, I'm going to talk a little smack to you. I'm going to clown you on Facebook, because I got rid of all these Trump people because they were just annoying. I mean, right now we have people like New York emergency rooms are being flooded. New Orleans is being flooded. Washington State has issues. This thing is real, and people are sick and people are in harm's way. And we have people who are dying economically. We have people like some people I met at Vid Summit. They just did a YouTube video talking about they got laid off because they were servers at a restaurant. I mean, this is the global reset, man. This ain't no cakewalk. This is the global reset. And it's about to get jiggy in crazy, crazy ways, because I want you guys to understand that, you know, and this, you know, also be sure to check out the video on Savage Finance, because I talk about wealth development principles. Because, you know, with crypto and stock, you can become wealthy with stock, but unless you really know how to do shorts, options, and futures, and you've educated yourself on how to do that correctly where you don't lose your ass, getting stocks is a slow way to get rich. It's going to take you decades. But if you get off your butt and go out and serve people and help people and become a resource to people, you can become a millionaire in less than 10 years, player. You can become a millionaire in less than 10 years. And this is where people want to be. They want the millions, they want the lifestyle, but they don't want that work. But I'm here to tell you, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to put in that work. So that's all I have for you guys. For those of you who want to do YouTube, I'm really putting my heart and soul in this YouTube course, and you take it, you're going to have a successful YouTube channel if you do the work. So that link's below. Plus, I'm going to be doing some other training and some other stuff. So be on the lookout for that. So with that, you people have a good night. I will see you later.